Exiled Opinions urges you to drink responsibly. We do not condone underage drinking nor driving while drunk. We do not encourage you to take part in the Rotten Tomatoes drinking game and or any of the consumption of alcohol that our hosts and guests partake in. We're idiots. Please discontinue usage if any of the following side effects takes place: dizziness, blackouts, vomiting, nausea, passing out, or your friend drawing genitals on your face. We are not responsible for damage to any of your organs, and you should not be trying to keep up under any circumstances.
Good evening and welcome to the Exiled Opinions Rotten Tomatoes drinking game. The only show where sobriety is a sin. How the hell's it going, guys?
Well, that about sums it up.
That about sums it up. So Doku has a brief announcement for us, guys. For your ear holes.
Oh yeah, probably only time I'm not going to be drinking.
Yeah, and he's gonna probably knock off early.
Yeah, I got to get some sleep.
Herpicus says he was sober for over 12 hours. Nice goal. To celebrate your sobriety for 12 hours, we are going to stretch the drinking game a little bit tonight. We're doing things a little bit differently because the entire panel has watched the dumpster fire that is Avengers Endgame. And I don't know why Discord isn't showing up for all of us except for Doku, but you know what? They'll get their shit sorted, right?
Yeah, they better.
They better. So I'm going to walk us through the beats of the story, and then we're going to talk about it. So the movie opens, the Avengers go find Thanos. They try and get the stones from him to undo what Thanos had done previously. And Thor kills Thanos. The team then disbands, scatters throughout wherever the fuck they go to, and come back to 5 years later when Captain Marvel basically parks the Milano on, I don't know, the Avengers HQ fucking lawn? Is that what it was?
That was before they went to go.
That was before the 5 years later. Yeah, because he had a kid in that time. So fucking Tony Stark is on the boat, and they all go and like part their separate ways, and it's just, this whole movie is a confusing fucking mess.
Actually, I can sum it up. Really nicely.
Yeah, just go ahead and walk us through some more of the story points, because this movie pissed me off. This was like Bird Box, where it just legitimately pissed me off.
So yeah, movie opens. Everybody's like, boo-hoo, yay, we lost. Captain Marvel finds Tony Stark and Nebula playing paper football on the fucking Milano.
Excuse
Captain
me,
Marvel
Dogo.
goes...
Dogo, stop referring to her in the wrong tense. It's Captain Flatass for the first part of the movie.
Oh, fine, you did Captain Flatass.
It's Captain Dieseldyke at the end.
So yeah, she takes the Milano, flies it out to the Avengers lawn. They go find Thanos because they're following the energy signature. Thanos says, "Oh no, where are the stones?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I used the stones to snap away the stones because that's how it works, I guess." Thor goes for the head, decapitates Thanos. They all go back to Earth. More boohoo stuff. Hawkeye kind of goes crazy. Iron Man has a kid. A rat walks across a console in a storage unit somewhere. Ant-Man pops out of the quantum realm, figures out what the hell's going on, sees his name on a memorial tombstone thing, goes, talks to the Avengers, and it's like, hey, look, we can find a way because, hey, you know, Back to the Future joke insert here. They all go try to convince Tony Stark to do things. Tony Stark's like, nope, got a kid. They're just like, okay, well, we'll go find Professor Hulk. Kind of funny there. Professor Hulk can't really do it. Ant-Man pees his pants. Iron Man shows up because he figured out how to actually do quantum travel without them turning into babies and pissing their pants. They go to a bunch of different timelines to steal the Infinity Stones from all those timelines because that's how it works. They make the Stark Infinity Gauntlet. Nebula from alternate timeline because they're synced up somehow, because that's how it works. Links into the memories of our Nebula. Thanos figures out that, hey, he won. They're going to get all the Infinity Stones. So we're just going to, do a little sleeper agent thing. They all go back. They make the Stark Infinity Gauntlet. Hulk snaps everybody back. Hawkeye gets a call from his now not snap away wife. Thanos' ship goes from being tiny to being big, blows up Avengers HQ because, sleeper agent Nebula.
And reasons.
Then he sits down. Yeah, then he sits down and he waits, because that's what Thanos' favorite thing to do is sitting and waiting. And big battle at the end. Stark snaps all of Thanos' army away. He dies. Captain America then goes to return all the stones to their timelines, but stays in one of them to live out his life with Peggy, and then shows up on a bench, a la, I forgot what that movie is, don't really care, hands off the shield to Sam, who I'm assuming is going to take up the mantle as Captain Falcon America, and there's your movie.
Yeah. So, for the summation of the movie that Doku just gave us is actually a lot better than it sounds when you compare it to its execution. So for the first... the
big problem with this movie...
The first act of the movie is... Okay, this movie is basically... I'm going to sum it up even further. It is fetch quest, followed by fetch quest, followed by... Remember that baton marathon that you would run in school where you'd have the baton and you'd run and you'd pass it off to the next guy, and they would run and they'd pass it off to the next guy? That's basically what this movie is. It's basically just baton run after a couple of fetch quests. Because for the first act of the movie, they're getting the team back together, right? The second act of the movie is they're looking for the stones. And the third act, which only lasts 30 minutes, the pacing in this movie is fucking terrible, is a fucking baton race to get Spider-Man to drop the fucking Infinity Gauntlet at the fucking portal so they can send the gems back to where they were supposed to be.
Yeah,
This is problem...
The big problem with this movie is, and this is with pretty much any movie, and I think the movie is self-aware of this because they do make that Back to the Future joke along with Hot Tub Time Machine and every other... It's, again, any movie that does these, like, alternate timelines with alternate dimensions and time travel and outcome and that's where I was like, okay, this plot, don't watch this movie for the plot, to be honest, because
it's way too convoluted to start with, because
it is, and it breaks its own rules, like,
repeatedly. It repeatedly breaks its own rules. Okay, here's the big problem I have with this movie. The biggest problem isn't really the writing, because I've come to expect subpar writing. The Russo brothers can go get fucked. They are not the geniuses everyone thinks they are. They can go.
Well, they're good at directing. They're just not good. They've got a formula down, but it works. But their strength lies in directing and knowing how to cast and knowing how to cast who in what role.
Right.
With the exception of one or two.
But my big problem is that the movie breaks its own rules. That's why I hate Harry Potter. Harry Potter tries to act like it has rules when in reality it doesn't, and it's just fucking chaos, and no one seems to get that. But the problem I have, what's that, Farty?
The one big thing that I'm now sort of got the shits about too is that Samuel L. Jackson has said that Captain Flatass has time travel abilities. Now, since the cast and shit say it, apparently now that's canon, and then she goes, "Oh, but I was off as thousands of different planets that didn't have you," and I'm sitting here thinking, you fucking idiot. So you're off there trying to deal with the symptoms and shit instead of coming here and taking care of the root cause. What in the fucking fuck? But then again, you're supposed to have time travel abilities, so why didn't you just time travel here, then time travel to everywhere else and be everywhere at once? You can do that. Samuel L. Jackson dropped you in the shit for that, so fuck you. Yeah. That's a bullshit excuse. You know.
Yeah.
But
So
like
Well, you know what?
this whole fucking.
But-
But I have to be a 1,000 different planets. I mean, you guys had the Avengers. You were fine. No, they fucking weren't. You idiot.
But I'm gonna put an illustration up here, and just give me a second to pull this up. But my biggest problem with the movie is how they fuck the time travel rules. And like I said, terrible writing aside, I've come to expect that from a fucking from a Marvel movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this up here on screen. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I can tell you what this movie is at its core. Don't go watch this movie for the plot because you're going to get irritated. If you're remotely a critic, you're one of those people who just has to
So-
have a movie that makes sense. It's going
Here's-
to annoy you.
Here's MS Paint, alright? Here's MS Paint. Here is how they describe time travel. Where's the line tool? I just want the fucking line tool. Here it is. Here's how they describe time. They describe time as being in this line. And they say they do this more than once. They describe this more than once. And it really pisses me off that they broke this rule. When they say they're going to go back in time and they're going to grab the stones, right? So, like, here's some just points, right? So, like, here's where the Thanos snap happens, right? We'll just put that there. This is where the snap happens. This is where they go and get the they get the Milano to go to kill Thanos, basically. And then here is where here's where they start doing all their time travel fuckery. Now, to anyone who's read the comic books, they'll know. And this is why MCU are definitely normie movies, right? There's no doubt beyond. There's no doubt in my mind anymore that the MCU is for normies. But to anyone who read the comic book, you know for a fact all they would need is the fucking time stone. So they go back in time. And the way that they set it up is that if you were to go, like, say we're here at when Thanos did the snap, and you went back further than that, you would create a tangent timeline, and that tangent timeline would not be allowed to interact with the current timeline. It's a new timeline for these individuals. One of the biggest sins.
No, there already is a tangent timeline. Remember, Captain Flatass's movie already fucked up the whole timeline, so anything goes now.
Oh, I know. I'm just speaking strictly in the terms of
How like the Marvel
Infinity
multiverse
War?
would work if
Yeah.
it was like a comic.
I'm only speaking strictly in terms of the last two Avengers movies. We're talking Infinity War and this one. I don't even care about Captain Flatass, all right? So we have this tangent timeline, right? And this is what happens. We see the tangent timeline happen when Nebula and War Machine go to, I forget what the planet with Vormir. They go to Vormir to head Star-Lord off and get the, what is it, the Soul Stone? Not the Soul Stone,
Wait.
the Power Stone.
No, yeah, Vormir was for Soul Stone. It was like Gryak or Girl. I don't even care at this point.
Yeah, it was the planet that we see in the first scene of Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
That's Vormir. Morag is the Soul Stone.
Yeah, that's what Vormir. I was right. So they go to Vormir to head
And what
fucking.
the fuck was Gorak then? Or Gorak?
Yeah,
Garrick?
that was the Soul Stone. That's where Red Skull was.
Okay.
So,
God, these movies are annoying.
so we see this tangent that happens as a result of War Machine and fucking what's it called? Not Gamora.
Nebula?
Nebula. Thank you. We see War Machine and Nebula go back in time and fuck the whole timeline up because Nebula basically hacks into herself. Her past self hacks into her present self or future self, however the fuck you want to call it, so you don't confuse yourself, because
Her other future self, but that's
Yeah.
not her, but that is.
yeah. So she basically hacks into herself, and it creates another set of time, right? Like it creates another set. Like Thanos figures out, like right here, that well, I succeeded, and then Nebula is somehow able to jump into this timeline, the one that we're already sitting in, which is a gross violation of the fucking rules that they set up in the first fucking place.
Hang
Yeah,
on a
'cause
tick.
then-
That's not the worst part. The worst
No,
part's
it's
when
not.
New
That's not even
Nebula.
the worst
Hang on,
part.
hang on. Yeah, New Nebula shoots old Nebula, but New Nebula doesn't fucking disappear either.
Well, by new Nebula we mean past Nebula.
Yeah,
No,
but
new-
again,
new
they're like
Nebula-
two different nebulas from different timelines, so technically
Yeah.
they don't interact. Like how new Gamora is not in love with Quill, so it's not the same Gamora, but it's still Gamora.
Yeah.
And don't even
Yeah,
get me started
not
on the
even
fact
to-
that there's three. They take the combination of the 6 stones from 3 different
Dodge? How's it
timelines.
going?
Like there's 2 in one, 3 in another, and 2 in another. So there's technically 3 other tangent timelines.
Yeah,
It-
that are all
it-
encroaching on this one main timeline that we're supposed to be like concerned with. And
That's basically they undo the snap, but then they have to take the stones back. But then like that potentially screws all the other timelines. There's no Thanos in another time. Like just this is why it's a cardinal sin for movies to do time travel, unless it's something like Back to the Future where it's not even supposed to make sense and it's self-aware of it and it's just a fucking comedy. Which is why I say do not go watch this movie for the plot. It will irritate the crap out of you. Because the only thing this movie is a gigantic love letter, fan service, and a way to end the current MCU timeline and proverbial pass the torch. It's basically just a bunch of jokes and a bunch of like random action for the sake of random action, and like, hey, Captain America wields Mjolnir and shit. Like,
but look, like the biggest sin this movie commits is that it doesn't deal with any of the dozens of paradox it creates for itself.
it's
like,
really. I tried to actually like sit there and
like
write down how this would work.
Anyone who has seen Back to the Future at least once is going to know this movie is bullshit. The time, like me and Mildred sat there and watched it. I'm sure he will never watch a movie with me again because of how much I was dump sacking this movie as we were watching it. Like the writing is cringy as fuck, right? But I can get
let's not even
past.
forget. There's a part I forgot that just adds to the level of tomfoolery in this movie. So, in Avengers 1 New York City, Cap manages to get the Loki's scepter, which has the Mind Stone, but Tony manages to screw up, and Loki, before they manage to haul his ass off back to Asgard, gets the Tesseract, ports himself away. So then they have to go use their last Pym particle to go further into the past to the 1970s to the army base where Howard Stark and Hank Pym are both
and they
at.
just
where
happen to
both
have more Pym particles, and they just happen to have the Tesseract there at the same
So now we have
place.
4 timelines. So now we have 4 timelines. We potentially have a Loki jumping around somewhere being Loki. Like, there's, okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 because of Captain America deciding to live his life, the life he always deserved or whatever the fuck it was. So we have 6 potential offshoot tangent timelines.
Like, and that's another sin that this movie creates, is the whole Captain America lives through the whole fucking timeline. No, he went back to live in a separate fucking parallel timeline. It does not sync up with the original fucking timeline. You dumb pieces of shit, what were you thinking?
Dude, literally this movie, the only thing this movie is fan service.
No, it is.
All it is.
It is fan service. Let's not get that twisted there. It is 100% fan service up and down.
And you know what, from a fan service perspective, and just big cool Michael Bay style action stuff going on, and just jokes, like just as kind of a love letter to the MCU, it works. But that's all it is. Like, don't look at this movie as anything anything other than a 3-hour long end credit scene that never happened, but you wish would. That's all this movie.
So let's talk about some of the minor sins of this movie. All right, let's talk about some of the minor sins that happen. We'll start with the obvious. The shitty as fuck CG cameo of Stan Lee. It was disrespectful. All right.
It was part CG. They did this in the movie a lot. This is sin number 2, but I'll get to that afterwards. It was a shot of Stan Lee, but it wasn't that particular scene. Like, it wasn't a pre-shoot. It was... They tweak shit around in this movie.
Yeah.
Sort of like how Deadpool did with the Wolverine scene, where he's like, just fixing the timeline. More time travel shit. Deadpool did it better, but...
Deadpool did it better.
Again, like, it did kind of feel like a bit of a shoehorn, but you know what? I will give them a pass just because it is the end of the MCU.
No, they get no pass. This was supposed to be like the fireworks celebration, right? Like, you go to the fireworks celebration, and this was supposed to be like the grand finale of the fireworks
was that cameo pre-shot though? Because I thought they were shooting both these movies at the same time. Like, I know the car and everything in the background, that was definitely CG, but the Stan Lee
all I know
Stan Lee
is
himself
that it
might
was
not have been
disrespectful as fuck the way they pulled it off. All right, the way they did it was disrespectful as fuck. Some of my minor nitpicks include, and these are minor nitpicks. These are, I would have survived if these were the only things in the movie that were bad about it. The writing was bad, and the fucking, the end goes on forever. The end goes on forever. Straight Sith Mail asks, "What are you hookers doing? What's going on here?" Right now, we're teabagging Avengers Endgame. Dodge, welcome to the chat. How's it going, dude? Let's go back to Jacob from the beginning of the stream, guys. We have to admit it. The Avengers have been milked to the tit. It needs to end already. Yeah, it definitely needs to end already. Disney needs to end already.
That's the one thing I like about this movie is the fact that I know, like, great, I don't have to worry about, like, as far as I'm concerned, the MCU is done. It's done. It's over. I don't care about anything that comes next. This was the fireworks show. It was the celebration. It was the jokes. It was Professor Hulk, which everybody wanted. It was Captain America wielding Mjolnir.
Which is what everyone wanted.
It was Thor dual wielding Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. It was the big gigantic battle that everybody wanted because, let's be blunt, the Wakanda battle was kind of underwhelming. It was every single joke you wanted. Like, okay, the one part I did like, my favorite joke about this whole thing, because it's true and you know it's fucking true, was with War Machine and Nebula, and you get the opening music from Guardians of the Galaxy. You get that opening scene, but then it's just Quill sitting there like singing to himself, and Rhodey's just like, oh, so he's an idiot. That's the one part I actually legitimately laughed at.
That's the only giggle the movie got out of me. I was like, but
because it's true.
Let's talk about the Mjolnir thing quick, because I think that's like an obvious sore thumb in the movie. Like, this is another minor nitpick of mine. They created another paradox to do this, because now Thor no longer has, at least in that timeline, Thor no longer has a Mjolnir to get destroyed by Murder McMurderface.
Hela?
Yeah.
Which means Asgard is fucked.
Which means
Yeah, like Thor being Thor.
What's that,
like,
party?
Yeah, call it headlights, because Pella's a brand of headlights.
No.
Leave
it to party.
Just fuck Disney. Fuck Marvel. Fuck the Russos. Oh my god.
Again, this movie's not supposed... This movie, I honestly feel that this movie was intentionally not supposed to make sense.
This was like season 7 of True Blood. Remember how they just killed everybody? They're like, no fucks given. We're going to kill everybody at the end.
No. It'd be even worse if it was like the last season of Lost and you find out they were all dead anyway. It was just purgatory.
Yeah, even
Actually,
though,
I might
even
have
though,
preferred
no,
that.
you're
It'd
right.
make more sense.
That is the better analogy, because even though they're like, oh no, they're not in purgatory. No, they're not dead. No, and they just said fuck it because they didn't know how to write themselves out of the corner they put themselves in, and like, yeah, okay, it's purgatory.
You know what? If I had to put an end credit scene in this, just because I am still salty at Marvel Comics. Oh, and by the way, something else I picked up on, and I wonder two things actually. I swear the baby Thanos part, someone's been watching He-She, and then the other thing when Cap says "Hail Hydra," I was like, is that a jab at Thick Spencer, as we call him, with the Secret Empire thing, where Cap becomes a fucking Hydra agent?
No,
'Cause
that wasn't a jab, because they were actually legitimately trying to use it as a plot point in the movie, which
I know they were, but
it kind of works, and I really would have loved to have seen that expanded upon.
See, I know that part, but I feel like in a way, even if it was unintentional, it is still a bit of a jab at Secret Empire because it works in the movie.
The only reason it feels like a jab is because of how poorly executed it is. Like, there is so much material they could have gotten out of it, and they didn't use it. Ultimately, Endgame is a non-offensive movie, and
go watch it with a beer and some popcorn and watch it for the shits and giggles. But don't watch it for the plot.
Don't pay to see it either. It's not worth the price of admission, folks. Like,
yeah,
so
but
many
it's
other
gonna make a
Marvel
ton of money.
movies. Oh god, it's gonna make 400. It's gonna make 400 opening weekend.
I think it already has.
We not in the last 2 days. No.
I want to pull up Box Office Mojo because I'm curious. Because I mean, dude, the pre-sales on this movie.
I'd say maybe closer to 2.5, maybe 3, but not 400 mil.
I'll be curious because those pre-sales numbers are pretty fucking off the charts. But and that's the other thing. If I had gone out of my way to try to get like an opening weekend ticket for this movie, I wouldn't necessarily be mad, but I'd be kind of disappointed. Like, it feels like a 3-hour long post-credit scene where they're all kind of just goofy, like they're not really supposed to be too serious. Like,
if I had paid to see this movie, I would have been more frustrated with it as I already am. You know, like, I don't like this movie. It is terrible. But I didn't pay to see it, so I'm, like, fine with it being terrible. But I urge you guys, if you're going to go see it, do not give Disney your money for this shit. Because that's what it is. It's a big steaming pile of shit. Doku, I know you might disagree with me. I know if Carl ends up watching this stream, he'll disagree. People will disagree, and that's fine. We can disagree all we fucking want. But this movie was terrible. Don't fucking pay to see this.
It's entertaining enough, but the plot makes no sense. It just doesn't. There's so many different, like we said, it breaks its own rules. There's so many different things that this movie does. The whole movie is like a goof. It's essentially a gigantic gag movie. It's a love letter.
It's a spoof of itself. It turns the Marvel MCU into a giant parody of itself.
Let's see. It's tracking towards a 300 million weekend debut.
If it only makes 300 million opening weekend, I will not be surprised. But 300 million is still a lot of money. Although I'm not sure 300 million is going to make its money back.
Yeah, it says 140 million opening day. I mean, it's still kind of early for these numbers to really be.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on it over the weekend.
That's what it's looking like it's going to track towards.
Herpicus says he ruined his chances of sneaking into episode 9 by sneaking into Endgame. Did you get caught sneaking into Endgame? Sith says, I'm interested. I am interested in Endgame as I am as interested in Endgame as I am in episode 9, which is literally zero interest. I mean, it's the last Avengers movie, at least these Avengers, because they kill Tony Stark in the end. They just say fuck it and YOLO him. I feel like they missed an opportunity with AI Tony Stark.
Actually, that would have irritated the crap out of me if they did that, just because I'm still
Well,
pissed off at frickin' Ironheart and Riri. That shit was...
They did it in the comics even before Ironheart was around, but...
Yeah, I know, but
they...
it ruined it for me.
Yeah, no, but they missed an opportunity with it, is all I'm saying. Is they could have used it, like, they kind of used the idea, but they didn't, like, they didn't follow through with it, which is fine, but because you still get that hologram message for his daughter at the end of the movie where like, oh, well, you know I love you, but I'm dead now, so goodbye. When it's not really for its daughter, it's for his for the audience.
And again, that's literally all this movie is.
Yeah.
It? I hate to keep repeating myself.
It's
a love letter. It's a love letter. It's a nod to the audience. It's a nod to the actors. Like, hey, it's like the ending of it's like the ending of the How It Should Have Ended He She thing, where they're all sitting at the frickin' diner.
Yeah.
It feels like that. Like that's what this movie is. It's 3 hours of that. It's a 3-hour long He She film, is what it is.
It's I look at it this way. It's how do I put this? Because I want to word this in a way that kind of gets my point across. It is nothing but a giant fan service masturbation fest.
Yeah, it's a professionally produced fanfic, essentially. It's like this is everything you wanted to see from 22 movies, while also basically giving you a clear-cut, undeniable signal that the MCU, this saga, is over.
Yeah. All right, Farty.
They really hit you over the head with that.
You've got the floor now. What are some of your grievances or favorite moments or whatever? You've got the floor now. We've been kind of strong-arming you out, and I apologize for that. So you've got the floor now. Open up and let loose the floodgates.
Well, yeah, I've already mentioned on the Captain Flatass bloody time travel thing, but when she comes back as Captain Dieseldyke, it turns out that she is pretty fucking useless. Wow, she took out a ship. Well, we've already seen that. But then, bloody, she needs all the women to help her fucking move a gauntlet, which Spider-Man's been doing quite well on his own, sort of. But then she needs all the women to back her up because, power of the pussy and all that kind of shit. And then we have this U-Butte fight with Thanos. And he basically throws her away as if she was a pest, and then she comes back because, well, obviously she's the kind of person that needs 2 black eyes. And then tries again, and all Thanos does is grabs one of the stones and fucking kapow, fucking launches it for fucking miles, and we don't see the rest of that fucking cunt until the funeral. Lovely. I liked it that it was better that fucking Tony Stark fucking did the death blow.
Yeah.
But there was one thing I wish that, when it happened, I thought, when Scarlet Witch shows up and then she starts fucking, magicking fucking Thanos all over the place, I was thinking, this would be a better ending if Scarlet Witch done a willow on fucking Thanos. I reckon that would have been a better ending. But we didn't get that. Yes, the ending was too long drawn out and all this kind of stuff.
I mean, the last battle is a half an hour fucking long.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was one fucking hell of a ride.
I mean, I
think they actually say that. I think they actually use that line.
I mean,
Do they?
Somewhere in the movie.
I guess. I think it was Captain Marvel right at the very end as they're panning across all the other characters.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't care enough to go back and rewatch, but
I wasn't paying attention to Brie Larson
hours.
I wasn't paying attention to Brie Larson because she doesn't pay attention to what everybody else says. Fuck the bitch.
Straight Sith Mail says, no joke, I got halfway through Last Jedi and changed the channel because I couldn't stand the retardation in his favorite genre. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I fucking fell asleep during the mainline movie before that. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. I don't care at this point. But I fell asleep.
That's another thing.
They got to the fucking planet where They had the big shootout, and I just I'm like, all right, I'm going to sleep. And I fucking passed out on the couch. My wife got it on DVD, and I'm just like, fuck this, I'm going to sleep. And I walked.
There's another thing real quick that I gotta mention. Because this goes back to the beginning of the movie and also is relatable to The Last Jedi. What the hell is up with Disney and their writers and just in general with the idea of fuel and spaceships? Like, you realize if there's no resistance and you're in space, like you could just pulse the engine and keep moving. Like, what is up with that plot point? It's really annoying. Oh no, guys, we're adrift in space. We ran out of fuel. Like,
Yeah, but you're still going to be moving as fast as you were when the engine's cut out because there's no fucking friction in space.
Yeah, like maybe the oxygen scrubbers go out or you run out of food or something, but fuel? Why fuel? Why is that an obsession?
The only reason it should be a big deal is if you're fucking landing on a planet. Like, oh, hey, we've just broken an atmosphere. We're about to crash. Then you
landing
worry
on a
about
planet,
fuel.
or if your reactor's about to go like fucking nuclear on your ass and the whole ship's about to blow up, like in fucking Halo, or like what was the other movie? The one where they're on the submarine, the reactor's about to go hot. Like that works, but no, guys, we ran out of fuel. We're drifting. We're lost in space. Danger, Will Robinson. Like that's not how it works.
Hang on,
eighth grade physics would teach you this.
Are you talking about the Russian submarine where the reactor's about to go nuclear?
Is that Red Dawn?
No, because that actually was based on an actual event.
Damn it, I'm trying to think. It's Crimson Tide, Hunt for Red October. It's neither of those movies.
Or K-36 or something like that.
I think it's something like that. It's been a long ass time. It's from like the 90s.
Yeah, that was actually based on an actual event. Yeah,
I remember
a Russian submarine did have a reactor problem that went critical mass, and they were basically sending in blokes in glorified raincoats to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, that actually is a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest being better than us and actually figuring out what movie it is and go watch it.
You know what? I'm going to make a recommendation. Instead of going to see Avengers Endgame this weekend, dig up an old movie. It's terrible, but it's a lot better than this claptrap. Go dig up the movie Virus.
Go dig up the movie
That's been a minute.
Go dig up the movie Bad Taste by fucking Peter Jackson.
Yeah, maybe.
Or Brain Dead.
or Mystery Men. You could watch Mystery Men. If anyone remembers that piece of shit, any of those movies are going to be a much better watch than fucking Avengers Endgame. So, I think we've shit on this movie enough, ladies and gentlemen, and we've kept our public waiting long enough. We're 45 minutes into the stream. Let's get down to business. Now, for respect for Doku today, we don't encourage you to drink at all. We encourage you to get some water and maybe some apple juice or some orange juice or something other than alcohol tonight to pay respects to Doku's fallen liver.
It's not liver, damn it.
I know. It's just so much. It's just funnier to say liver.
Actually, no, fuck that. Since I'm not drinking, somebody else drink in my stead.
Oh, Doku, don't do it, Doku.
No. It wasn't his liver. It was his kidneys. He woke up in a bath full of ice.
I hate you guys.
I hate you guys. I seriously hate you guys.
Oh, man. With that, with all the bullshit out of the way, let's get on to the Avengers Endgame reviews and actually get this party going.
96 and a 92.
Oh my god.
Of course.
Yeah. That's the one time where the critics and the fanboys, you're all in agreement. I wonder how many of these reviews are paid for. Because there are
Who
like
knows?
no featured reviews for the users, and like everything that the critics have posted are just like, well, this was a good movie.
Actually, you know what? Matthew Rosa has the only. Oh god, this is from Salon. I hate to admit this. He has the only review I fucking agree with. Clearly a labor of love and a great deal of fun to watch. The problem with Avengers Endgame is the plot holes. Lots and lots and lots of plot holes. Yeah, that about sums it up.
Every plot hole in that movie is literally a paradox the movie created.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is fun to watch if you just want to turn your brain off. Like it is the epitome of a popcorn movie.
Like, I can't rag on someone for liking the movie, right? I'm not gonna rag on anybody for liking it. Okay, well, you're gonna like dumb shit. Dumb bitches like dumb things, I guess. But if you like the movie legitimately, that's fine. I enjoyed the hell out of Venom, as dumb as it was, as fucking nonsensical as it was. I enjoyed the absolute hell out of it. Because I knew it wasn't going to be a good movie going in. Like, I knew Avengers Endgame wasn't going to be a good movie going in, but I did not expect the myriad of issues that the problem creates for itself to pop up. Like, I've never seen this done in a Marvel movie. Ever. And we're talking Age of Ultron level of plot holes here. It has never happened in the MCU. Did they just not fucking care?
Well, it's
considering
Avengers Endgame.
No, considering that they know that everybody is gonna fucking not watch the rest of them because of the she Thor and fucking She Man and She Iron Man or whatever the fuck they're gonna, Captain fucking Diesel Dyke. They already figure, yep, you know what? We've milked this for everything it's got. Why should we take it seriously from now on? Because no cunt's gonna watch it.
There was one more problem I had with the movie that I almost forgot about until now. The stolen emotional moment at the end for fallen Avenger Iron Man. That shit was stolen and every fucking body knows it. They did not deserve that emotional ass ending.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking deserve it.
Oh, and that reminds me of one other thing that I have an issue with. So, all the pundits, all the shills, the usual pundit
Suspects?
talking heads. Yeah, you know the type I'm talking about. So everyone who sits there and praises Captain Marvel, and I'm not even going to get off on you need to watch Captain Marvel. They're just setting. I'm not even going to get down that rabbit hole. But they praise her. Oh, it's the first female lead in an MCU movie. Like I'll give you that. I won't even consider Elektra part of the MCU. But you can't bring back Black Widow, the person who sacrifices herself for that repeat moment, like with Gamora. So we're not going to get a Black Widow movie, I'm guessing?
Oh no, we're not. They fucking flat out said fuck Black Widow.
That's that feels like such a middle finger because I would
movie,
much rather have had Black Widow. That would be so much more emotional.
Everyone talks about how this was like the ultimate fan service movie. No, it wasn't, because the fans have been asking for a Black Widow movie since the fucking start of the appearance of her character in what was it, Iron Man 2?
Yeah, since Iron Man 2 and the original Avengers were like, well, when's Black Widow getting a movie? When's Black Widow getting a movie? And instead they gave us Captain Marvel, a character that was barely utilized and utilized extremely poorly. Not as bad as her own movie, but still very poorly. And then they kill off Black Widow. That's the one thing that legitimately pissed me off. Because not only is it a kind of a cop-out emotional moment, it feels like a middle finger. And if Black Widow movie came in place of Captain Marvel in between these two movies, imagine how much more of an impact that would have had. Like, Kevin Feige, fuck you. I blame Feige for this one.
That's fucking Disney in general. I mean, like, we were screaming for a fucking Ben Kenobi movie, but no, he will give you fucking a Han Solo movie. We didn't want that. Oh, well, you didn't see the Han Solo movie, so fuck you all. But but Captain Flatass, she made $1 billion. Well, it turns out they're now saying it underperformed. Oh, did it underperform? But I thought she made $1 billion. Oh, she only made 450 million in the fucking American box office thing. Oh, okay. So where'd this billion shit come from? Because I thought the Chinese fucking thought she was ugly and they didn't want to watch it. Oh, but she made $1 billion. Oh, that's because you went and bought the fucking seats out yourselves, Disney. Oh, well, since you don't like fucking Captain Marvel, then you're not getting your Black Widow movie. Well, guess what, fuckwits? Well, we're not going to watch the rest of this shit anyways because, well, you tied it up in the pretty little bow.
They wrote
present and all that shit.
themselves into a hole. They wrote themselves into a hole that they cannot get out of by calling it Endgame. That's it. That's all there is to it. Let's get some.
Pretty much.
Let's get to some of these
And
reviews.
yes, straight Sith Mel, yes, you're correct. Brie Larson is the fucking devil.
She is. Well, no, I wouldn't.
Okay, that might be a bit. She's a flaming cunt.
That is
No, yeah.
insulting the devil.
Yeah, at least the devil's got a personality.
And an ass to boot. So let's get to some of these reviews here on Rotten Tomatoes and really
Captain
get
America
this.
had a better ass.
God, he did. My God, he did.
Yeah, no, he literally did. That's a joke they used in the movie, but it's actually kind of funny because
that's America's ass.
Okay, I'll give the movie some credit because we dunked on it pretty hard. I'll give them 3 things I liked. The Captain America, that's America's ass. That part made me laugh just because, Captain Flat Ass and soon to be Diesel Dyke. That part, the way they handled Hawkeye's character, especially as Ronin, I liked that part.
He's the only character that gets any sort of arc in this movie.
Yeah, no, and that was actually really well executed. That I will give them that. And I did like the end part with the Thor, the Asgardians, the endings part with Peter Quill. That made me chuckle. But that's about all I can really say about this movie as far as enjoyment.
I got upset. I got a little upset, and I kind of pointed this out to Mildred when we watched it last night. Is that I did not like how he abdicated his kingship of the Asgardian people just so we could bitch about not being the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying. All
right.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't pay to see it.
Because as the greatest non-quote, Stark, I'm trying to steal the scepter, but I'm dummy thick, and my ass clapping keeps alerting the guards. That is what happens in a nutshell. Oh my God, that is what happens in a nutshell.
Oh, that's good. That's fucking good.
All right, so I know I've said this already. Let's get to some of these reviews. We're well overdue. Let's start with Brandon N. 5-star. This audience made the movie cheer and cry. I among them. The movie is to be said the best MCU movie or best movie in the world. It is an epic conclusion to the 23 movies of the MCU. It's not a conclusion because Disney's gonna milk this shit. Oh my God. Herpicus says next stop liver failure.
Oh, here's 5 stars from Dana B.
This is a 2 drink right here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get 3 more.
From where?
From Dana B. Dana B just above that for 5 stars. This movie is amazing. It's definitely my favorite Marvel movie so far. It made me cry, laugh, and panic all at once. Yeah, I'll agree with that statement. It made me do all the same things, but for completely different reasons than it did for you, I'm assuming. Marvel knows how to blend all 3 things in amazingly. I recommend this for non-Marvel fans. Yeah, so do I. And Marvel fans, not so much.
Yeah.
And, fine. I hate to be a dick. I'm being harsh. Like it's a fan fiction movie.
That's your right, man. It is your right to fucking dunk on this movie because I and Farty are dunking on this movie because it was subpar. It's like it was the last one and they didn't give 2 shits how it came out.
I mean, it's fan fiction. Like that's what it is. I mean, if I had spent $20 to go see this shit, I'd be pissed. But I can't bitch that much.
Yeah. All right, Farty,
Okay.
you're up.
The Kitty Fiddler below J.K.
The kitty fiddler.
Well, he's got a picture of him and a couple of kids, but no misses, so he must be a Catholic priest.
Or a Protestant, at least. Ooh. Ooh.
Alrighty. 2 stars. I liked all the movies except this one. Way too many Deus Ex Machinas for my taste.
That's
I
true.
understand why the people like it, but it seemed a bit over-focused tested, and I didn't like the what they did to Thor or to the Hulk.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, I didn't mind Professor Hulk too much, but what they did to Thor was really, really fucking off-putting.
But you gotta admit it. Fat lazy Thor is a lot funnier than just normal Thor.
It's funny, don't get me wrong, but it's off-putting because, like, come on, man, you go from like eye patch Thor and you should have aimed for the head.
Okay,
like,
you went from a Thor. You went from a Thor that even straight men get wet over, to to
Speak
fucking
for yourself.
to fucking keg belly. I'm saying in general, Farty. I'm saying in general. All right.
Well, you see, Thor doesn't do his own stunts, and I was his body double for the topless scenes.
Straight Cis Male wants to know why no Deadpool at Endgame. That would have made the movie a lot more enjoyable, actually.
Yeah.
God, that's probably why they didn't do it. This movie is gonna be too much fun if we put Deadpool into it.
Yeah, then they'd have to have an R rating too.
I got one. Joshua M for 5 stars. Right at the bottom of your page there. I'm glad I'm not drinking. So, Herpkus, have fun.
No my.
Joshua M for 5 stars. This isn't so much a movie as it is an experience.
Boo!
And the homework needed to fully appreciate this is daunting for the most dedicated fans.
Boo!
But the payoff for sticking with the MCU for 11 years and 22 movies is nothing short of spectacular.
Boo!
So many shocking developments, awesome moments, and tear-jerking scenes that even the most critical, cynical moviegoers will be beaten into thoroughly enjoying this movie.
I'm
really
cynical
now.
I am a cynical, fucking critical asshole. Okay, I overanalyze and chew shit up. All right.
Oh no, we're gonna be beaten
movie,
into enjoying this movie.
Oh yeah, I got beaten into fucking something. All right, I got beaten into an inflated sense of fucking anger.
There will never be another cinematic experience, a cinematic moment like this.
I fucking hope not. Fucking 6 drinks for this asshole. No, 8 drinks.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
That's a shill article if I've ever seen one. Oh,
Herpicus glug.
Okay. All right. Page 2.
Oh,
2 below.
Hang on, I want to read this one quick. It's just under Joshua M. Amazing movie, best conclusion. Yeah, about as much effort went into this review, quote unquote, as fucking Endgame writers went into writing that fucking movie. Go ahead, Farty.
Actually, I'll do. Okay, I'll do Phazin A, and then the 1 2 below him, because I just realised that Phazin A is retarded. Half a point. Such a lame, way back, pathetic. Ruined greatness of Infinity War.
Wait, Infinity War was great?
Oh, he's retarded, remember?
Infinity War was great. How was Infinity War great? It was great at being a piece of shit.
Well, he's retarded, remember?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. All right, 2 down from him. No name. him in the picture of his boyfriend. I'm sure I can see a couple of push bikes there, so they must be gay. Anyway, shill moment. 5 stars. Best MCU movie. Excellent in all aspects. Best superhero movie that exists. The movie is full of emotional moments. There is laughter, nostalgia, and much crying. The script is perfect and very well executed. Simply the best movie I've ever seen. My
Oh my
rating,
fucking-
3,000 out of 10.
Oh my
It's
fucking.
over
Oh.
3,000.
That review is almost
Ugh.
as cringy as the writing in the movie. My fucking god. Can someone fucking brain me with a shovel or a mallet? Herpicus says, I normally have a policy of not picking on the disabled, but today exceptions are being made. I picture Herpicus sitting in a darkened room, slowly putting infinity gems onto the back of his wrist as he's saying it. Oh my god. So let's 2 drinks for Phasian.
And what about the spastic 2 below?
Yeah, that's gonna be another 4 drinks because 2 and then another 2 for bot.
Mm.
For once, I get to laugh at you guys.
Myself. Oh my god. Here's one, Canadian B, right underneath that one. I teared up remembering all that was lost after the snap. Family matters whether it's biological, friendship, or duty. I love the unexpected emotional and comedic moments in Avengers Endgame. I enjoyed the character development in the middle act. The action was over the top and what I wanted for MCU 20-second movie. The only mystery is what happened to Mjolnir. By the way, I did not like Thor's new look, but understood the pain. I like Cheese Whiz and don't consider it an insult. Yeah, fucking 4 drinks, because it's a bot.
Okay, alright. This is part of the criteria just for this one. Every time some cunt says, I laughed, I cried, or fucking something along those kinds of lines.
Okay,
Yeah,
instant drink.
that's 2 drinks.
Instant 2 drinks.
Oh, and I'm gonna read the Jaden F one that's just below what you just read, because despite the 5-star shill, I actually kind of agree with this. I just love this movie. I definitely had problems. Yeah, so did I. And there were some, and there were some plot holes. Some plot holes.
This movie was so terrible it sent Doku to the hospital. Don't give me that.
But the fan service in this movie can't be beat, and it was an incredible journey. You know what? I will agree. This entire movie was nothing but fan service. So yeah, I've yet to see a movie that can beat it. Because it's all it fucking was.
Was that your dialysis machine there fucking beeping away there, Doku?
It was.
No, that was my fucking life slowly leaving my body reading this shit. But yeah, no, I agree. It was a very long, incredible journey. And the fan service can't be beat. Because that's how you choose to fucking end 22 long fucking saga of movies.
Yeah, by
with
completely
3 hours of
shitting
fan
on
service.
You shit
3
on
hours.
You shit on a legacy you built over the course of a decade, if not a little more.
Mildred, not even interesting
It's
fan service.
not!
You're right.
It's like
it's not. No, it's literally
it's
they went to like the
Tumblr
fucking
level fan service.
Yeah, they went to like Reddit and read a bunch of fan theories and just compiled them over the course of all of these movies and just made that into a 3-hour long movie.
No,
it's Reddit.
No. If that were true, Flat Ass would have been fucking splattered with a fucking flick of Thanos' finger right in the first fucking battle.
Well, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have
hey,
Captain
Mildred,
Beanstalk at the end.
Yeah, but hey, Mildred, if you want in on the panel, man, there's room for you. I saved you a seat.
Okay. Two down. Oh, there's a 3 Yeah, 3 down from Canadian B as the drug supplier that doesn't have very much stock on hand. Limited E. He's only got a limited supply of E's. E's are good. E's are good. Anyway, I loved every moment of it.
Hey, Mildred,
I
how's it going?
laughed.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Fuck's sake.
Go ahead, Farty.
Right, I loved every minute of it. I laughed. I cried a lot. Drinks. I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies, and for me, this was absolute perfection. Shield.
Thank you for that, Frank. I was just about to ask that. And
Yeah, I got you, man.
okay, what's the name that we're at currently?
Limited E.
On page 2.
He just,
Alright, I see it.
Oh man, all right. What do we say? 3 drinks for this one?
Mm-hmm.
3 drinks. Take 3 drinks.
You're not gonna have your tongue hanging out, Art, by the end of this, are you?
Not by the end of it.
Also, Frank, next time you drag me
man.
in to see a movie alongside you, make sure it's a little more selective so that I don't need to sleep off my anger.
Dude, okay, I was legitimately raging the entire time. Mildred can tell you. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck are they thinking with this movie? I was ready to flip shit over.
I know this is going to be redundant, but I'm going to say it right now. Time travel is bullshit.
It is the laziest way to convey your story.
Well, that was the one part in this movie when I knew I was like, you know what? I'm just turning my brain off and I'm just gonna watch it for the giggles because hey guys, Kim particles and shit. Like, nope, I'm out.
Time travel is not fucking bullshit. We're all fucking doing it now. We're moving forward in time as we fucking speak.
Fucking Farty.
I think what Mildred means, Farty, is shut the fuck up. No.
Well, actually, I'm time traveling as I speak. I'm speaking to cunts in the past. It's the 27th here at the moment. You're a day behind.
Well, not for long. Not for long, Farty, you big fart. Mildred, you want to take the next one, dude?
Okay, I think the next one we got here is Lawrence A, and oh boy, this one looks like it's going to be a doozy.
I'm going to step away for a second. I got to take a leak. I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
Make sure you give it back.
No. I'm taking it. It's mine.
Just remember, more than 2 shakes is classified as a wank.
Well, what's so wrong with that? I'll be right back, guys.
All right. Okay, it goes. No words can do enough justice to accurately describe this movie. Bullshit. I can think of many words. All of which would probably get me kicked off YouTube.
It's all right. It's not your channel.
Yeah, but it's the principle. Epic, emotional, action-packed, amazing. This movie has it all. Whether you're a true Marvel fan or just hopping on, it's truly amazing to see. Okay, I know this probably isn't drink-worthy, but can I just point out using amazing 2 sentences in a row kind of pisses me off?
Yeah, it's Rotten Tomatoes for you.
Yeah, that shit's gonna happen.
Once in a lifetime cinematic event, and in my opinion, the best movie of our generation.
Oh, you poor thing.
Best movie of our generation. Excuse me while I press it.
What have I walked back into?
Apparently the best movie of our generation.
Saying that this is the best movie of our generation.
Yeah, I'll agree with that if we're changing what words mean.
You know, Lorenzo is going. He's simply just talking about his generation.
Oh my
the fucking
God.
millennials.
Okay, drink for repetition. Bring in amazing 2 sentences in a row, and then bring bringing true Marvel fan twice, you'll enjoy it even more. I'm in awe and speechless after watching it, and can't wait to see it again a second time. Marvel, the Russo brothers, and the cast pulled off a miracle. Don't spoil the end game; it's worth seeing. Trust me. Oh, I got a few of my coworkers pissed off because I put out fake spoilers.
Yeah,
Of course you would.
I was doing that too. Like I was saying that fucking Captain Marvel cops it in the first 30 seconds in the first
Nope.
battle. I'm just waiting for them cunts. No, I'm just waiting for them cunts to come back and say, "See, you were wrong." I go, "Yeah, no, Disney paid me to say that shit just to keep you cunts fucking interested."
I gave everybody. I gave a bunch of my coworkers a email with the subject matter Avengers Endgame leaked script. Except if you open the document, what you end up getting is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog written in about 300 pages. I just typed it out, copy pasted, and just held down Control V for about 10 minutes.
No, we didn't kill our processor in the process. We almost did, though.
Oh wait, this reminds me of a question I wanted to ask, because either one of you three is going to know the answer to this. Aren't the Russo brothers basically bowing out after this?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
might
he
explain some parts of this movie.
Well, there's that, and there's also something that Odin had brought up in his review, where he said this film felt very producer mandated, like it was directed more by Kevin Feige, producer, than the Russo brothers.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
I'm willing to believe that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Herpicus. I sent a link to Endgame spoilers to my boss. It was a Rickroll. Bringing back the Rickroll.
I see that you are a man of culture as well.
So let's jump over to page 3. I want to read the top 2.
All right.
They have
hang
no
on.
names.
Let me catch
so.
up. Let me catch up. Let me get this. Come on, fucking click. Thank you. Thank you. Can we get a shameful display for Marvel?
Shameful display. Oh wait, I can't do
don't-
that. That's cultural appropriation. Well, fuck me.
I can do it. I'm racist.
Shadow
the spray.
All right, the top 2. They're both 5 stars. No name.
Bots.
Truly epic. Truly epic. Fascinating. Amusing movie. It will keep you off your seat.
All right, I'm adding the
will.
word epic to our instant drink queue here. This is gonna be
Oh,
a
you're gonna-
6-shotter. Fucking fuck.
Without doubt, by far the best film I've ever seen in my whole life. The 3 best hours of my life. It is worth watching it. It is worth watching it.
Fucking watch Legend. You want to spend 3 hours on a good movie? Fucking Legend.
And then the one right below that. Fastest 3 hours of my life for 5
He
stars.
must have fell asleep.
If that's the fastest 3 hours of your life, I think we've got a confirmed New Yorker.
Hey, I'm from New York, and I would not call this the fastest anything.
Speed will make that happen though.
Okay, let me take that back. We got to confirm New Jersey.
Yep,
New Jersey.
because people in Jersey are fucking slow and dumb.
Yeah, I know. I watch the
everyone-
Devils every week.
Everyone in Jersey takes the fucking short bus everywhere.
You know what? I'm gonna admit, this movie didn't feel like it took 3 hours to watch because the entire middle act, I was trying to figure out how the fuck any of the logic in it worked.
Oh,
I spent more time trying to think about it than I did watching it.
You can ask
See, that's
Mildred.
fucking-
I was constantly checking the time to see how much longer we would have to sit there for. Constantly.
That's fucking. It's fucking hilarious. So that Doku will spend 2 hours shit talking with fucking Dodge about one fucking fictional universe and how fucking hypothesizing how someone can be a white king or a red wolf or a fucking a fart smeller or a fucking God knows bloody what in Game of Thrones, but he doesn't get this shit. Nah, this shit's all fucking. Nah, this shit's so fucking foreign. It's not fucking funny. Oh no, it doesn't make sense. It's a fucking movie. It's a fantasy movie. You do.
Hey, you know what? I've been pretty lenient on this movie compared to the rest of y'all.
No, yeah.
At least
Doku,
Game
I
of Thrones
think,
knows what the fuck it's doing.
I think Doku's been a little bit more even-handed than I, and I'm willing to admit that. But come on, there are like this movie. Just keep going, because I'm about to go off on a fucking tangent. And
Time travel's confusing, but the dragons, no. The dragons that fucking they got that damn piss pot, that bit perfect.
No, time travel is not
fuck up dragons than it is to fuck up time travel.
Yeah, time travel is not confusing if you fucking have the rule set put in place and you adhere to it instead of just throwing shit at a fucking wall. Like,
Yeah, like no, the time travel would have worked in this movie had they just stuck to the fucking rules. That's all they needed to do.
Here's a fucking comic book movie that did time travel that actually worked. Days of Future Past.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you
Hang
Days
on.
of Future Past. That was a decent X-Men movie.
But isn't that the one where where Deadpool had his mouth sewn shut?
No, that was
Deadpool
Origins.
2.
That was Wolverine Origins.
Huh?
That was Wolverine
Oh.
Origins where he had his mouth shut.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Endgame doesn't get a fucking pass on this because you have two movies you can look at that have done time travel 10 times better than this, and the only reason it works is because it had a rule set and it stuck to it. This is just bullshit. This is nonsense.
I wonder how Nurgle feels about this movie's moveset.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what Nurgle has to say about this.
I'm just glad. I've already made myself the enemy in at least one social group by not jumping on the hype wagon, and of course people are going, what? Why can't you let people enjoy things? Why do you have to be so mean? Me?
No one's
I am
saying you
not
can't
mean.
enjoy it. Here, let me get this out of the way. If someone doesn't like something and they voice their opinion about not liking it, they are not taking away your enjoyment, you fucking baby. Get over yourself. Sorry, Mildred.
Yeah.
That was a long time coming. Like, I'm tired of those types of people. I know you're not complaining about it, but I'm so fucking tired of those types of people. You just let them enjoy it. Why didn't you let us enjoy fucking... I'm sorry.
They get mad when I post that clip of don't ask questions, just consume product and get excited for next product.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Where was this rhetoric when I'm trying to enjoy, I don't know, Tomb Raider? Where was this rhetoric when I'm trying to enjoy, I don't know, Mortal Kombat? Where was this rhetoric when I was trying to enjoy insert anything else? You know? Just let people enjoy something. Fuck you. You don't get to have that. Alright? You don't get to have that argument.
I'm gonna have to make a similar rant when it comes to that sort of shit in my own neck of the woods. But anyway, so next we've got another nameless who says this movie was absolutely amazing. If you have seen the other Dot movies, then this one is like no other. It's in a league of its own, and not all that drink worthy.
No.
Nope, I got one. A few down from that one. Brucer. 5 stars. The movie starts slowly but ramps up to an epic showdown. Drink. With Thanos. This movie is a must-see. Wow, this cunt really did fucking read the Cliff Notes now, didn't he?
You skipped one.
We're not doing them all, man. We're just picking them at random.
Yeah, you just pick them at random.
Although,
I mean, if you want to read it, go for it, man.
no, I just want to point out, I have no idea what Anthony Lane's... This Kane W guy is using his review to try and blow out Anthony Lane, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. But if you're getting that butthurt about someone else's review, then maybe the problem is you.
maybe it's them, right? Just maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, just real quick, that kind of brings me to our friend Scott Mendelson has his little say about the end game, and you know what he said? There's not enough women's in it. Oh, fuck off, you fucking white knight.
Are you fucking kidding me? They had the most fucking girl power moment I've ever seen in any fucking movie. Like, Scott Mendelson, go jump off a fucking cliff.
I can't wait
fucking
for
cunt.
all the feminists on Monday to screech at the top of their lungs that they fringed Black Widow.
I think his actual fucking sook was that, yes, there were tons of women's in it, but they all got the least amount of time. I mean, Captain Flatass, I mean, Diesel Dyke, I mean, Marvel Ass, she only got 15 minutes all up, and all the other women's were under 15 minutes or 20 minutes or some fucking shit. And all the men.
I just have this mental image of him sitting in a theater with a fucking stopwatch, angrily writing.
Yep, probably. But like he had a massive
click.
He had a massive shit that fucking Tony Stark and fucking bloody Captain America, the two fucking major characters, had the most screen time. Oh, well, bugger me. That's what I thought would happen in a movie that was sort of based around their characters.
They're two of the founding members of the damn team.
Yeah.
And you know what, Scott Mendelson? I'm going to use your own fucking backwards-ass logic to prove why you're so full of shit. One, and I'm putting my own personal bias out. I'm just going at this from using his own fucking bullshit logic. One, Captain Marvel is the only reason Tony Stark doesn't die in the first 5 minutes of the fucking movie, which means everyone would have been screwed. This movie would not exist. Two, Scarlet Witch easily shows that she's fucking capable of taking out Thanos to the point where he gets so desperate that he fires upon his own fucking troops. Three, Nebula is the linchpin movie of this character, both versions of her. She has a total of 41 minutes of fucking screen time, more than almost every other character with the exception of the fucking three founding characters. And then the final one, Black Widow gets arguably the most emotional scene in the entire fucking movie. So Scott Mendelson, go suck your own dick, you fucking garbage-ass piece of shit shill.
I got to admit, when fucking Black Widow said, "Just let me go," that upset me.
Yeah, no, that's actually probably the one part in the movie where I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, really, you're going to... Not only did... I would fucking love to go see a Black Widow movie, but you're going to kill Black Widow in the same way that you did Gamora, but then you're going to do it with fucking Hawkeye after he already lost his family. Come on, dude. Like, that part was... I'll give that part some credit where credit is due. That was good. But I got a review for us from Robert S.
Hang on, let me scroll down.
Scroll down.
Yeah, hang on. I've got like 6 things going on right now, so you'll have to excuse me.
All right, I'm grabbing some more beers. I'll be back in a second.
He'll be back in a second, he says.
All right. Well, so, Mildred, how irritated are you at this movie?
I am 50-50 between irritated at the movie and irritated at its apologists.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a fair point. I'll give you that. Damn it! I'm on.
Which side's gonna win out, and I can't figure. And
maybe the drinking game will help you figure that out.
Yeah, and I'm only having one fucking beer.
I think by the end of the drinking game, the thing is gonna be 60-40.
Yeah, you think? You think that's the split?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this review from Robert S. for 5 stars. The original heroes are back at it again. This 3-hour movie wraps up a decade's worth of comic book-based storytelling. If you've seen even one Marvel movie, this is worth seeing. The hype is real. and it pays off in a satisfying way. The directors Anthony and Joe Russo know how to convey the emotion we all seek. Going to watch this beauty again in IMAX tonight.
Whale! Fucking whale.
Ugh.
This is definitely a whale moment. 5 drinks for whales.
Yes.
5 drinks for whales, ladies and gentlemen.
God, I want to hear the Honest Trailers dude read that fucking movie or that review. That would be gold.
Wouldn't it though? Just wouldn't it? All right.
Ugh.
You want to take over, Mildred?
Okay, let's. Let me see.
Herpicus has 20 drinks. Down them guys.
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
And
God.
I'm moving over to page 4.
All right.
And I'm already going to be drinking a hell of a lot on Sunday. So.
All right, well, hold on. While you search, pause right there. I'm going to read the one just above Brent B.
Oh, I already swapped over to page 4, you jerk.
All right, well, I'm just going to read it anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's no name for 5 stars. Although a bit slow as they build the closing story arc of the characters, it was a great finish to an awesome franchise. Literally had my wife in tears. Such an awesome bittersweet ending.
Drink.
And sadly, my life now has a void in it.
Good.
Oh God, what is? Oof, oof.
Fucking drink for snowflaking.
Yep. What the hell, man? What the fucking hell?
I know. It's terrible.
These are all like 1-line 5-star reviews for the majority.
Mhm.
It was good. Ending of era.
See, we got one from Mark T. Thing. A lot has been written about how documentaries endeavor to engage their audiences emotionally, but we mustn't attribute that ability solely to non-action films. Hollywood movies often try to do the same, but you realize how frequently they fail when you see a movie that is achieved this so magnificently. Avengers Endgame has raised the bar for emotionally engaging movie audiences. It is unfortunate that this skillful and thoughtful process of storytelling falls within a superhero genre picture, as many will choose not to see Endgame, expecting it to be a mere action movie. Please don't let this prejudice prevent you from seeing this film. You will be moved in ways few movies have been able to do successfully, and you'll long remember this excellent achievement in filmmaking.
Oh, fucking chill.
Profit driven hot Hollywood studios for a mass audience. I should have read that in the comment in Jim Sterling's commentocracy voice, because Jesus Christ, that was a lot of. I can't even go with chill. That was just a lot of fluff. He could have said, "This movie will engage you emotionally," and saved me the fucking space.
Yeah, that's not even a review of the movie. That's more of just fluff trying to hype up the MCU as a whole.
Me feel good.
Movie,
go
watch. You know what it's like to me.
What's
Those papers in college where you're intentionally writing obtusely so you can fill out the word requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Well, that's because that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, nope, I agree.
And I'm just gonna say, if somebody submits Endgame for their college thesis paper, they're gonna be using this exact kind of wording.
Yeah. Shit.
I don't know if anybody has yet, and it wouldn't surprise me if someone did, but
Yeah.
a leopard does not change their spots.
Yeah.
Let's see, we've got Rachel M. Honestly, Honestly, just fantastic. I laughed, I cried, I was happy, sad, anxious. How is it possible for someone to be those three emotions at the same time?
Yeah, no commas. She was happy, sad, anxious.
Yeah, no, she must be over 30, which means that she's just an emotional hot mess, hormonal.
Which leads me to wonder: did her theater serve Ben and Jerry's instead of popcorn?
That's great. Oh man.
They should
See,
they should have
basically
served hormone replacement therapy instead.
Oof.
basically any feeling you could ever have, this movie captures it. She's not technically wrong, just not in the way that she thinks.
Yeah.
There are certainly emotions that it captured out of me: boredom, annoyance, anger, rage, frustration, boredom. That
too.
Okay, just do the one above Mark T. While I was gone.
Yeah, we did.
Ah, shit.
Oh God, Alan L for 5 stars. Oh boy. Oh, I hope you have some drinks ready. Pretty ridiculously good. Hard to believe that a comic book adaptation can be this good. In all fairness, as a standalone film, it would be a 7 out of 10. Everything was just pretty good. But it's the fact that you followed this entire franchise, period. You feel like you know these characters on a personal level, so you're totally emotionally invested.
No.
This brings this movie to a 9 out of 10. Ah, God, I want to watch it again. Go watch it. Explanation. It's not a there's no comic book adaptation to this fucking plot arc. 1, 2, 3. That's at least 5 or 6 drinks. Just
Yeah.
Right.
And I haven't even had to break out the drinking anthem yet.
Oh man.
I got 2. It's all P. Fucking yeah, don't ask.
Hang on, let me scroll
5.
down.
To Herpkus Toku, that review gave me Down syndrome.
Yeah,
You're not the only one, Herp.
Yeah.
This one will give you fucking full blown fucking autism. 5 stars. OMG! I haven't even watched it yet, but I'm watching it tomorrow, and I know I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be good, lol. And then the one below it, 10 show S. Go watch it. Best movie ever. If divided into 4 halves. Okay. The 1 is equal, wait, what? The 2 is equal, ha 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 ha. The 3 is equal, you can. And the 4 is equal, T, smiley face.
Oh, you laugh or you cry, you laugh.
I think a certain professor knows exactly what to say on that.
The foolishness of that comment is so deep, I can only ascribe it to higher education. You have to have gone to college to say something that stupid.
So, if divided
Was
into
this-
4 halves, that's
Was this
Orders?
stream a mistake, guys? Was this stream a mistake, or was giving Disney our money a mistake?
No, you see, I watched it, I pirated it, so the Disney ain't getting my money.
Well,
But
I'm
I
just
still want
talking
it back,
like
though.
collectively. Is human society at fault for Disney making these movies, or are we at fault for this stream?
Neither, because somebody was gonna make a movie that was this level of shit, so we would have been here regardless. It's just a matter of
Inevitability.
It's just a matter of what
So much like Thanos,
Well,
it was
yeah.
inevitable.
Inevitable.
Yes, and let's be honest. If Thanos snapped his fingers and Endgame didn't happen, we'd be here taking the piss out of Unicorn Store.
We already did that.
Yeah, we did that last week.
Oh, my bad.
Been there, done that.
Hmm. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt.
Been there, done that. Got the STD from her.
Let's see. Okay, okay. I've got another nameless one. It's right under Michael L. And This is going to be a lot of drinking because of the punctuation.
Oh Christ.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do this. I'm gonna see if I can
Mildred the
crunch
grammar
this.
Nazi.
I'm gonna see if I can crunch this one.
What punctuation?
Avengers Endgame is one of the best MCU movies ever, if not one of the best movies ever. It is emotionally gripping. The action is on point. As everything is general fantastic in the way I handle this story is mind-boggling. Need twisting is include another twist, which is incredibly solid. And wow, what an ending!
You know what I'm noticing about all of these positive reviews is that they seem to have really bad spelling, or they have artifacting errors from a computer writing something.
Yeah, well, I tell you what. Yeah, this must be a fucking a computer bot or of some sort because, well, kitten photos.
Yeah.
Well, we are dealing with a bunch of NPCs.
But then again, I can see that right as pussy.
So, what was your question, Mildred?
Are you suggesting that we're dealing with another case of I'll make this simple and clear?
I think so. I think that's what we're looking at.
Jesus Christ, that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, down second from the bottom. Melody M. 3.
Wait, Mundane Matt made a post?
Yeah, that's his alter ego on a Saturday night down the clubs. Melody M.
Oh.
I was just disappointed in this one. I fell asleep while it was playing. There was action, but about halfway through it, but a lot of disappointment. Rob looked sick all the way through it. What's the fucking point, stupid? He had paid attention anyway. Maybe he's just tired. Maybe you should have stayed awake. You might have found out, you dumb bitch. This just did not seem to be. They just did not seem to be as energetic as they used to be. Oh my god! I wish I would not have spent spent that money to watch it. Maybe you should have fucking laid off the roofies, sweetheart. You might have fucking made some sense of it. He looked fucking gaunt and sick because he was.
Weed.
He looked gaunt and fucking sick because he had a massive fucking infection, you stupid dickhead. The whole fucking point of the movies are all bummed out because they fucking lost, you stupid bastard. Like, fuck me, it's just the fundamental parts of the fucking movie.
Oh my god.
Fucking Christ. Like, don't worry about the time travel and all that kind of crap. I mean, like, yeah, she probably slept through all of that crap too because, you know, she never mentioned it.
All right,
but it's just like fundamental points of the fucking story. And you didn't go, oh, he looks sick all the time. Maybe he was just tired.
I think I'm going to skip all the way to page 10. Yeah, let's go to page 10, everyone. Oh my god. 4.5 stars. The last 30 minutes are the best comic-based movie sequence to date. And the other 2.5 hours are a delight. Oh my god, can someone hand me a fucking hammer? Ugh. 4.5 drinks for this one.
Yeah, where was this one?
Page 10. From Allige.
Allige. That's how you spell ale. Allige.
That is, but when you put the J on the end like that, doesn't it spell Allige? Like, he was too drunk to spell Alex and put a space in it?
He might be Ali Y. I mean, he might be Ali G's brother, Ali Y.
Ooh. I never thought of that. Here's one from Andy S. 4 stars. Avengers Endgame was amazing. The film was 3 hours long, but the time really flies. I love how everyone they apologize for it being 3 hours long by following up with, it doesn't feel like 3 hours. Bitch, I felt every fucking minute of that movie.
Yeah, but you weren't on roofies like Doku was.
Marvel's ability to bear the weight of an intense plot yet still find a way to sprinkle in moments of humor is unparalleled. I would have given the film 5 stars. The film's main strategy wasn't such a complex attempt that relied heavily on theories well above the understanding of most moviegoers, lacking PhDs in various scientific studies. I can't wait to see where the MCU heads next. That is, once I see Endgame again. Oh, fucking 8 drinks for this.
Wait a goddamn minute. Is Andy pulling one of those cases of you need a very high IQ to understand my writing?
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, you just don't get Rick and Morty because it's so cerebral and stuff.
Oh my god, let me know when you get to page 11 because I need to read the top one.
We got any more on page 10 you want to read, guys?
Uh,
Oh, here's ALS. ALS. Boring, banal, disappointing, badly written, reasonably acted only by half the cast. Terrible, terrible disappointment, especially if compared to the original comic.
hang on a tick.
There is no original comic. Waste of time, waste of money, ruin expectations. And yes, it is ALS, and I picked it because there was an ALJ on the page.
Alright, let's see if we can find an ALQ.
Are we playing Ale Bingo? Are we playing Ale Bingo now? Okay.
Yep. Let's
All
see if the bot just fucking had a like AL A, AL B, AL C, AL D. Randomize it.
Doku, you're up.
Random number generator spits out whether it's a good review or a bad review, or whether it's a smug up your fucking ass review.
All right, so the very first review on page 11 from Alexander B for 2 stars. No post scene. F. O. No phase 4 infos? Question mark. WTF. Oh. We found the retard in the room.
This is the winner. This Alexander B wins the Rotten Tomatoes drinking game. Everybody, you can go home now.
We have officially found the retard of the room.
Okay, 2 down from that. Shri Devi S. He's got to be an Indian. He's got to be a Karimancha. So that is how I'm going to be reading this. Sharidivi. Sharidivi. Sharidivi.
Sharidivi?
Yes. His brother's name is Vikram Makamat. Okay. This one has 5 stars. Without a doubt, the best Marvel movie to date. Thank you.
Notice
Come
how
again.
all of these are like, it's the best, it's a classic, it's epic, and there's no variation of those. And these were all probably posted this morning.
I mean, just to prove your point, I'm not even gonna like read out who it is, but we'll just go through this page. Let's see. 1 drink for each time it's one-liner bullshit. So, best movie of the year, without a doubt, best Marvel movie to date, best MCU movie ever made, top 10, true cinematic masterpiece, wow, just wow, stop what you're doing and go see this movie, best superhero movie of all time, one of the greatest movies of all time, 21 films later, it comes to an end. Yeah, that one doesn't count. Greatest best epic Marvel movie in history. Filme excepcional con demonios nunca antes vistos. So,
I'll translate that one just real quick. It was so good, I shit my pants.
Doku's not allowed to read anything in Spanish anymore because you keep butchering it.
Well, no hablo inglés, por favor.
Is it any worse than me attempting to speak French?
I mean, you can try, I guess.
Oui,
Or
oui,
rather-
pou,
or
pou,
rather-
sacre bleu, fa, fa, foo, foo.
Would it be any worse than Farty over here trying to do an American accent?
Actually, Farty's American accent's pretty good.
Yeah, man.
See? It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not gonna fool anyone in America, but it'll probably fool people in Australia really good.
Actually, no. I did a bunch of fucking noise. I had this job 10 years ago in a summer camp, and like when the kids rocked up, I thought I'm gonna fuck with their heads. It's like, all right, you guys over here, and anybody who's got any special complaints or anything like that, you know, special eating requirements. They're like, well, whereabouts are you from? I was like, oh, I'm from Australia, and they're like, yeah, bullshit. And I'm like, listen,
okay, I'm gonna
laddie.
take the time. I'm gonna take the time to nitpick something real quick because I've seen this a few times as when I was scrolling, trying to get to page 10.
Rude cunt.
People keep saying best movie ever, but just after insert another movie. Well, then it's not the best movie ever now, is it?
Good for you, no one cares. Anyway, bloody, yeah, so I started doing a Scottish accent, and they were like, oh, so what, are you Scottish or American or Australian? And I started doing an Irish accent. And then they were really fucking confused, and by the time I actually got to an Australian accent, they wouldn't believe I was an Aussie. But I was thinking they were going to say... I was thinking they were going to fucking say shit like, say fucking put another shrimp on the barbie or something like that, or say g'day, and the first thing that come out of their mouths was fucking say a Foster's Australian for beer. And I'm like, where the fuck did you cunts get that shit from? These were kids, mind you.
I thought that was only an American commercial.
Yeah, it is. That's why I didn't know anything about it. And also, too, we didn't know Steve Irwin as Steve Irwin. We knew him only as a crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
And, like, all these kids are like, so do you know Steve Irwin? And so who the fuck is that? And they go, the crocodile hunter. And it's like, oh, yeah, he just lives up the road. He's a bit of a wanker.
Oh, I love this one. Second to the bottom. 2.5 stars. 3 hours out of my life that I will never get back. Oh, I agree with Audrey A here.
You know, I'm just gonna put this out. I'm gonna put this out there for the sake of my sanity. Frank.
Yep.
As a means of palate cleansing, if you do this thing again, wait until John Wick 3.
Yeah, I think we'll do John Wick. John Wick 3.
You know, just so I have some kind of mouthwash, because you know how I am. I'm all about balance. If we're gonna
do something that we know we're gonna shit on, we should do something we know we're gonna at least enjoy.
You cut out for a second.
Yeah, fuck me. Is it? I'm starting to get throttled again. Fuck. So I think we're gonna have to wrap up here soon, guys.
Yeah, there's only a certain amount of time his bandwidth will put up with this shit before it goes, no, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Is that why I barely see you in my monastery?
Yeah, because we just have so much. We have limited bandwidth. Thank you, fucking Spectrum.
Oh, you too, huh?
Oh yeah. Good old
Also,
Spectrum in Milwaukee. Thumbs up, everybody.
Also,
I just love it how everyone shits on Australian fucking, you know, saying that we got the worst bandwidth in the world, but I seem to be fine.
No, I don't shit on Australian bandwidth. I shit on the lack of Australian servers when I try and play online games.
Yeah. All right, we got time for one more here, guys. So let's pick a page.
Go to the next one because I just have two really quick ones, both 5 stars.
All right, I'm on page 12.
Adam P. No profile pic.
Adam P. All right.
It's like the middle of the page. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. 5 stars. Absolutely phenomenon.
What?
Absolutely phenomenon. Phenomenon.
And then the 2 down from that, 5 stars, no name. 10 out of 10 would receive.
All right, let's give Mildred the last one since he kind of jumped in late.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on. Terpicus has the best one. Shandor's ISP is run by a Chinese dude named Haiping. Go ahead, Mildred. You're up.
Okay, we got one from Bo K. And I'm gonna try and do the robot voice as best as I can for this one.
Bok.
Absolutely amazing, incredibly ambitious, but it remains wholesome and complete as a film throughout the entire duration. Innovative and interesting story that stays strong, bolstered by fantastic acting and strong emotional scenes. The CGI is impressive through the whole movie. Great soundtrack and unbelievably iconic scenes that will last forever. Best in the MCU, which is saying a lot. Endgame reaches a new level in all facets for superhero films.
Let's get an exterminate on the end of that. All right, guys, we're gonna cut on out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, join our Discord. Doku will be shilling that out in the chat in a little bit here, and come join the channel over here on Exiled Opinions. And till next time, what do we tell them, Doku?
Fuck the critics, and in this particular case, fuck the fan reviews.
Booby.